Hello, my name's Anne Adams. I'm the Director for Knowledge Exchange at the Centre, and I'm talking to you today about my presentation and research on games-based learning and a simulation that we developed on child witness interviewing. And that's for first response, police first response. So the game that we developed, we co-created with the police. And I think that's an important part of what we did, because we actually identified from the police what the learning points were that they needed. And then we developed the game around those learning points. We also used literature and evidence on how to interview and with children and what the appropriate things were to do. So we developed this game for first response interviewing, and then we evaluated it using a tricky topic approach, which was breaking down the problem areas in understanding that the police have, where they in practice forget what they've been trained to do. So the game actually focused on those and the evaluation focused on them. And what this presentation that we gave showed was that actually the game statistically significantly increased understanding compared to face-to-face learning, where it statistically significantly decreased understanding for the police. So why was that? And then we needed to think about that. And actually, I think it's because actually a lot of the training for the police in first witness taking was based on vulnerability. And vulnerability and what you need to think about as a police officer is very different to what you have to consider when you're looking at children. They get bored. You have to think about focusing their attention. That's very different to vulnerability, where you have to repeat it a lot. If you repeat to a child, they will give you back what they think you want to hear. So there's a very different way of working. The game also very much worked on having a rapport bar at the side, so that the police could see the rapport bar going up, and when they made mistakes, the rapport bar went down. Our qualitative research with the police found that they were focused very much on that rapport bar, so that they got immediate feedback of, am I doing this right? Am I asking the right questions? Am I interacting with the child in the right way? Am I not? The key thing that the research identified, the evaluation of this game, was, as I said, that the game-based learning went up and in understanding, and the face-to-face went down. So I think from the evaluation, what we unpicked further was this was with regard to tacit knowledge. The real things like rapport building, attention, focusing understanding. And those were the key things that the game enabled the police officers to interact with animations of children, compared to face-to-face, where it was taught to them and they did some role playing, but it wasn't the same as actually trial and learning through the interactions with the game. So finally, I think the key things you need to remember is that the games-based approach can work. It worked in this situation, and we could actually, through the tricky topic breaking down of the key learning points, identify exactly where it helped them increase their understanding. We want to now move forward and look at other games in other areas, if they're applicable. I think one of the key things we found as well was that games work in conjunction with other training methods, and that we need to work out how they fit together. And one of the police officers said to us particularly that they found it was good to work with the game, first of all, to really explore their understanding before they could move on to more in-depth or role-play type training. So that's key what we've talked about, and I hope you can look further at papers that we have on this, and contact me if you want to learn more about the project.